The Nova Scotia Experience Express Entry stream is one of Nova Scotia PNP's most popular streams. This stream offers the 600 points that come with the PNP and the benefit of applying under Express Entry. To know fully about the stream, stay tuned until the end, because in this video we're going to talk all about the Nova Scotia Experience Express Entry stream. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Dhruv. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. At our firm Effizient, we assist all prospective immigrants with their immigration to Canada. If you are an aspiring immigrant, you want your questions answered, you are facing some issues that you need addressed, here is our contact information. If you are an employer, you are trying to retain workers, you want to hire high skilled talent from outside Canada or retain the talent that you have here, the temporary foreign workers, we are here to help you. Here is our contact information. Feel free to contact us and we'll be happy to assist you. Now, before we talk about the Nova Scotia Experience Express Entry stream, let's quickly answer the comment of the week. This comment comes from Wajat Rahman, and the question is that in an information request from IRCC, when they ask for additional forms, they mention that please make sure that the submissions have the original signatures and they are submitted accordingly. Now, this is a great question. Usually the submission or the request letters from IRCC have this clause that you mentioned with regards to whatever your submissions are, make sure they are accompanied by original signatures. For the forms, say a 5669 form or the family information IMM 5406, we recommend that you fill the form and then print the form, hand sign the form and scan it. That is the right way to do it. Of course, there are certain documents, for example, explanation letters, or even say that they are requesting you for your official transcripts. And even in those submission requests, they sometimes put this clause. In that case, there's not much you can do with regards to hand signing, but for the forms, it's always advisable to print, hand sign and scan it back. I hope this helps. Alright guys, so now let's dive into the Nova Scotia Experience Express Entry stream. So first of all, let's talk about the eligibility requirements and what is required for this stream. So guys, here on the screen, you can see the official page for Nova Scotia nominee program. Again, this is an updated website. Nova Scotia has updated its website. Now we will talk about the express entry, Nova Scotia Experience Express Entry. So if you see, this is the nominee program and here are all the streams, and in here is the Experience Express Entry. To get a sense of the most common eligibility requirements, you need 1 year of work experience in Nova Scotia. You need to be between 21 and 55 years of age. You should have at least a Canadian high school. You need to prove language proficiency CLB 7 if you are in tier category 0 or 1, and CLB 5 if you are in tier category 2 or 3. So this language requirement currently mimics the CEC requirement. And this is most important, you need a profile registered in the Express Entry system, the Federal Express Entry system. Now guys, here is the detailed application guide. So if you click this link, a detailed guide will open, and that is where you will find the answer to all your questions about the stream. So let's go to the guide, and again, this guide has the information. This table will tell you when this stream is correct for you, when this stream is not correct for you. Now guys, the most important eligibility for this particular stream, if you are a postgraduate work permit holder, is that you need to have graduated from an educational institute inside of Nova Scotia. If you studied outside of Nova Scotia and you are on a postgraduate work permit, this stream is not for you. You're not eligible. You were eligible in the past, they allowed, but then Nova Scotia in over the past few years have stopped taking applications for folks who studied outside of Nova Scotia and are on a PGWP. They are not eligible to apply under the Express Entry stream. Now the main requirement is 1560 hours. This can be gained in a single job or more than one job over 1 year period or more than 1 year period. And the experience has to be in tier 0, 1, 2 or 3. That is the same as the CEC or Express Entry requirement. This has to be in Nova Scotia. The second is that it cannot be self-employment. You cannot count work experience when you were a student. You cannot account co-op work terms, unpaid internship, or any volunteer work you did. So it has to be paid, and for most of you, after you apply for your postgraduate work permit. Again, this talks about the work experience needs to be tier 0, 1, 2, or 3. So that's standard. During your work experience, you need to have met at least 51% of the NOC duties. So whatever NOC that you're claiming, the NOC code that you're claiming, you should match 51% of the duties. Again, you were authorized to work, so like you should have worked with authorization, not without authorization. Your age between 21 and 55. You have proof that you graduated from high school. You have proof that you're meeting the English requirement. You intend to live in Nova Scotia, and you can show that you will be able to support yourself and your family. So again, this boils down to the finances. You need to be able to showcase that you would be able to support your family here in Nova Scotia. Now, for the folks who cannot apply under this stream, this is the column. So in this column, you can see that if you have done a misrepresentation in the past, then you are not eligible. Your qualifying experience is dependent on a postgraduate work permit issued outside of Nova Scotia, issued as a result of studies outside of Nova Scotia. You're currently living in a country in which you are not legally allowed to live. If you are living in some country where you are illegal, that's a problem. You have received nomination. So if you have received an NSNP or an Atlantic Immigration Program nomination in the last 12 months, you cannot apply for this program. You are in Canada as a part of live-in caregiver, they are not eligible. Any jobs in tier 4 or 5 do not qualify. You apply to immigrate on humanitarian and compassionate. If you submit an HNC application, you cannot apply under this. And so on and so forth. There are areas where that would make you ineligible. So if you are planning, just read this table. This will answer most of your questions. Now, with this express entry stream, how does the process work? To go over briefly, the first thing is, say you were a student, you graduated from a college in Nova Scotia or a university in Nova Scotia. Now you have applied for your postgraduate work permit. At that point, you start working in tier 0, 1, 2, 3 or 0, 1, 2 or 3 job. You have to work for 1 year. So you need to gain 1560 hours in one job, or you could do multiple jobs, could be 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs. Once you have completed 1 year, then you create a profile under Express Entry, just as you would do for CEC. Now that you have a profile in Express Entry, you will then go to the Nova Scotia PNP's website and you will start your application. The application process involves filling the form. You will provide all the information with regards to the Nova Scotia PNP form. And then on top of that, you will provide the supporting documents. Because this stream is not dependent on a job offer, the document requirement is very much simpler as compared to the skilled worker stream. You need to prove your work experience. That's the most important thing. For that, you need reference letter. Apart from that, you need the basic documents to prove your education, your language, and your identity. So let's go over the document list. So guys, on the screen, you can see the forms and supporting document checklist. So NSNP 100 is the online application form that you fill. If you are using a representative, these are the 2 forms that you need to take care of. If you're applying yourself, you can ignore this. Then you need to provide documents for your immigration status, that is your passport, your permits. If you are inside Canada or wherever you are, you need to provide the documents to prove your immigration status in that particular country. Any prior applications, prior permits, prior letters from immigration in Canada, you need to provide that. If you have family members, you need to provide their relationship proof to them, birth certificate, marriage certificate, adoption papers, etc. For education, if you basically need to prove high school. So if you studied in Canada, your degree, diploma from Canada would work, and transcripts along with that. If you studied outside Canada, then your ECA is required. You need to prove your educational credential and prove that it is high school or above that. Language is very simple. The test report form from IELTS, CELPIP, PTE, whichever exam that you did, and then the most important, letter of reference from your employer. And for this letter of reference, if you do not know how to write it, on our website effizient.ca/resources, you can find a template for CEC experience letter. Now guys, once you have completed all these steps, you can submit your application and wait for a decision. Now the most common question I get asked is, you have applied, you've submitted your application, you have not received nomination, is it okay to leave your job? In this stream, fortunately it's okay. You can leave the job, you can go find another job, or you can not work at all. It's okay. It's based on experience, not on job offer. The application will continue processing, and at the time of application approval, that's where you will receive 600 points and in your Express Entry profile. Now that your application is approved, you will receive 600 points towards Express Entry. That will show up in your profile. You will accept those 600 points, and then you have to wait for the next draw. Whenever the next draw happens, you will receive the ITA most likely, and from there you can go through the CEC or Express Entry process to apply for a complete application. That was in nutshell the Nova Scotia Experience Express Entry class. I hope this video gave you clarity with regards to how this particular stream works. If you like this video, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you are notified about any new video that we upload. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.